If you could step into the world of Indian mythology for a day, which character would you want to be? Would you want to be the almighty warriors like Arjuna, Rama, and Kalki, or would you prefer to be the vast, all-knowing intellectual like Shiva and Vishnu? Or would you rather maybe prefer to be the apparent villains of these epics like Ravana and Duryodhana? Or would you maybe rather prefer to be the all-resilient and all-present characters in these epics like Sita and Draupadi? Before you decide on anything, I request you to immerse yourself into the entertaining worlds of these 10 fictional books that I am about to recommend to you now. These epics provide special insights into the minds of all the popular characters present in these epics. Without further ado, let's dive into these entertaining worlds and let's see what we come out thinking about it. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have the Hidden Hindu series written by the author Akshat Gupta. This series delves into the ancient secrets and mysteries, and this is a thrilling blend of adventure and fantasy mixed together which will keep you on the edge of your seat until the last page is turned. This saga blends contemporary fiction and fantasy and mythology very well together for the readers. It is fast-paced and very crisply written. This is a light and interesting read for those who want to dip their toes into the mythological fiction genre without getting into too many details. If you want to watch a more detailed review of the series, then please do watch our previous video on the same. At number 9, the Mahabharata quest series by the author Christopher C. Doyle merges mythology, science and history, offering us a modern day thriller which spans across the time. This is a perfect pick for those who love a good mystery wrapped up in the lore of the legends. Now, this series doesn't just use the Mahabharata epic as a background, but it also blends it with the real historical facts like Alexander trying to invade India and retreating suddenly. And what was the reason behind that? This series explored that in the context of Mahabharata. And this book also jumps into the present time where we are introduced to our central characters Vijay and his band of friends who are trying to chart the history and unravel the mysterious events that are unfolding at their present time. All this might seem too much to keep track of, but the author does his job very well blending all this together, making this a thoroughly enjoyable series. Don't miss out this series if you want to read something similar to Dan Brown's Robert Langdon's series in the Indian context. Coming in at number 8, the Krishna Key written by the author Ashwin Sanghi takes you on an exciting journey through ancient puzzles and contemporary intrigue. This is where the history meets mystery. This is an anthropological thriller centering around the Professor Ravi Mohan Saini, our protagonist, and a historian who is accused of the murder of his childhood friend Anil Vashni, who is a famous archaeologist who has deciphered the scripts of Indus Valley Sikhs. Ravi traverses the ruins of Dwarka and an old temple in Vrindavan in search of 4 pieces of a seal to solve an ancient puzzle, all the while escaping from a serial killer who calls himself the Kalki. There is a parallel narrative going on about Krishna's biography coming from Krishna's own words. While reading this book, it is very evident that author has done a very deep research into the historical events that took place and also post-Mahabharata war events that was described in the epic properly, and he has tied all these events together neatly. To be honest, all the books in the Bharat series written by the author Ashwin Sanghi deserve to be read at least once by everyone. But this book is a good book to start with. At 7, we have the Guardians of Hala, the first book in the series Vikramaditya Veeragatha written by the author Shatrajit Nath. This story involves kings, demons and divine weapons packed together in a thrilling ride of myth and history. The story revolves around the repercussions of Samutra Manthana, where the sweet nectar and the life giver Amrita is churned out. An incident occurred that day triggers a dominoes of events only held in place together by the Lord Shiva himself. What happens when Lord Shiva himself decides he doesn't want to be the protector of that object anymore and assigns this task to the great king Vikramaditya. Vikramaditya, with his Ashtadiggaja, his council of 8 interested members, must not only protect the object bestowed upon them by Lord Shiva, but also need to ward off the enemies attacking their kingdom and internal betrayers. There is a healthy dose of politics involved, and there is an intrigue involved of how a human king wards off both Asuras and Devas while also protecting his kingdom from human enemies and internal betrayers. There is an array of characters with their backstories neatly fleshed out, and the story keeps jumping from earth, heaven, and Patal. But a fair warning though, if you ever stop reading this book in between and pick it up after a few days, then this might require a refresh to your memory because there are a lot of subplots running through this plot. At number 6, Siina by Amit Majumdar gives a voice to Sita, presenting Ramayana from Sita's perspective. Hence the book's name, Siina. It's a powerful and poetic retelling of the epic, highlighting love, sacrifice, and resilience. For those who like mythology and mythological fiction, this is a lovely read. While the book title implies that this is the story from the perspective of Sita, but it also includes the perspectives of other important characters in the epic like Lakshmana, Hanuman, Mandodari, and Kumbhakarna, and various others. Has the story changed? No. But what makes this story special is the author's reimagination of this classic tale through the eyes of Sita. We get to know what these characters was going through as the legend was unfolding. Especially the way the author handled Sita's Agni Pariksha is mesmerizing. She is never a victim, she is actually a hero. A lucid and poetic flow of language in this book is what makes it a beautiful tale to remember. At number 5, we have the Ramachandra series by Amish Tripathi. I know the previous book we spoke about was Siina, so how can we leave out Ramayana from our list? This series offers a fresh perspective into the lives of Rama, Sita, and Ravana, intertwining their tales with duty, destiny, and devotion. This series, though titled Ramachandra series, focuses on all the characters of Ramayana like Sita and Ravana also along with Rama. Each book in the series until the fourth one follows a unique kind of storytelling where each book focuses on different characters. For example, the first book, The Sign of Ikshvaku, focuses on Rama's journey from his birth to the time he meets Sita and marries her. The second book in the series, Sita, the Warrior of Mithila, focuses on Sita's journey from her birth to the time she meets Lord Ram and marries him. And the third book, Ravana, the enemy of Aryavarta, focuses on Ravana's journey similarly. And all these stories collide together in the fourth book leading to the war of Lanka. And the story of Ramayana ends as we know it. But the author at the end of this fourth book has hinted at another book in the series, which excites me a lot because I want to see what more is there in this series. At number 4, Ajaya, the Role of Dice by Anand Neelakantan explores the story of Mahabharata through the viewpoint of Kauravas. This tale explores the grey areas of morality and justice. The author has attempted to rewrite the epic of Mahabharata in a way it would have been written if Kauravas ever emerged victoriously. This book starts with the childhood of Duryodhana, covering all the major events of Mahabharata like Drona's teaching classes, Ekalavya's Guru Dakshina, Karna's entry in the archery event, Kunti's Swayamvara, burning of the Lakh Palace, and Bhima killing Jarasandha, and Shishupala's death in the hands of Krishna, and the building of Indraprastha, and finally the game of dice which changed the history of India. All these events are written in a manner that portrays Kauravas and their allies as the heroes and the Pandavas and their allies as the villains. Kauravas have been depicted as forward-thinking and progressive who become victims to Kunti's politics and Krishna's villainess. And they have suitably named with the prefix Su instead of Dur, where Duryodhana becomes Suyodhana and Dushasana becomes Sushasana. Except the portrayal of Krishna, whom I love very much, Ajaya, the Role of Dice, is a spectacular tale told from the point of view of defeated. At number 3, we have Asura, the Tale of Vanquished, yet another book by Anand Neelakantan, offering a riveting narrative from Ravana's perspective. The author encourages readers to look beyond the white and black boxes and directly into the heart of the Demon King. Writing this book could not have been an easy task, making people overlook the legends they have heard throughout the centuries and accept a story which berates their gods, role models and heroes is not an easy task. This story starts with Ravana's childhood and it depicts how he overcame several obstacles against his stepbrother Kubera to become the king he is now and the mature person he is by the time he enters the epic Ramayana. This book is a faithful retelling of the epic from Ravana's point of view. So there are several scenes which portray Deva's system to be having major flaws, and Rama is also shown as a grey character. This story should be taken with a pinch of salt. Readers should read this just as a story rather than a criticism of their favorite legends. Missing the top spot at number 2, we have The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee. The book reimagines Mahabharata through Draupadi's eyes, mixing myth with a powerful commentary on womanhood. We've always heard about Mahabharata revolving around Pandavas, Kauravas and Krishna. So, when I heard about this book, I was immediately hooked, because this book deals with how the female characters reacted to the various proceedings in the story and what was their contribution to the story. Even though the book is pitched as Draupadi's point of view, it really is the point of view of all female characters in the book, like Draupadi's mother, Gandhari, Kunti and Subhadra. Not only that, we get to know the equation of Draupadi with each of the Pandava brothers and her equation with her mother-in-law Kunti. And all this helps readers grow an interesting perspective into the story of Mahabharata. The author doesn't tweak the epic in any way. Rather, she just retells the story through the lens of Draupadi and other female characters in the epic. Before we proceed to number 1 in our list, please do subscribe to our channel. Now, at number 1, we have the Shiva Trilogy written by Amish Tripathi. This series has captured millions with its unique blend of adventure, mythology and philosophy, making Lord Shiva the icon among readers worldwide. The Immortals of Meluha is the first book in this Shiva series, and it is the first ever book I have read in the mythological fiction genre, and it was a very special place in my reading journey. This book serves as a perfect starting point if you want to embark on a mythological fictional reading journey. Amish reimagines the whole series with what if Lord Shiva, Rama and Krishna are not just mythologies passed down from centuries to centuries. What if they were actual human beings and these mythologies were actual stories that took place in Indian history? And as time went by, everybody started believing these actual stories as mythologies and characters as gods, because no one could ever believe that actual human beings can be this powerful and righteous as described in these stories. Amish puts an interesting spin on it by asking, what if these characters were real human beings and these epics indeed took place? And he uses this perspective to tell the story of Shiva Trilogy. And there you have it, friends. These are the top 10 mythological fiction books written in Indian context by Indian writers who reimagined and retold the same epics to you. Whether you are a pro reader or a newbie looking to start your mythological fiction genre reading journey, these books will not disappoint you. They will leave you wanting more. If you remember, at the start of the video, we were discussing about which character would we choose to be in the Indian epics if we were given a chance for a day. So, now that we have gone through the whole list, please do let us know in the comments what character do you think would be apt for you. So, until next time, keep reading, keep dreaming and namaste.